Sarah, welcome to Books for Tea. I hope you're all doing well. This is currently a very hard time for most of us. I think most of the world is trying to self-isolate right now. I think everyone is affected by coronavirus. I know I certainly am, and I hope that you are all doing fine. One thing that I have noticed for myself is that whenever I'm on social media a lot, whenever I spend my time that I have right now in my hands just mindlessly scrolling through Twitter or even Instagram, it's not very good for my own mental health. My worst times with coronavirus have been when I have been on Twitter at 3 a.m. freaking out about the world. So for me personally, I have realized that I should not just spend all of my time mindlessly in scrolling and being on the internet, but instead I should fill that time with some beautiful media. And I am reading, watching, listening, playing a lot of different things right now, and I thought that I would share them with you because maybe they will take your mind off of things as well. They are really helping me. So basically this is what I am doing, consuming during social distancing, and I am very excited to share them with you. I have movies, series, books, games, and podcasts. I think that's all. So first up, I'm just gonna start with the thing that makes me the happiest at the moment, the thing that I maybe spend most of my time on, and that is of course playing Animal Crossing. So I have gotten myself a Switch just for Animal Crossing basically. I knew ever since everyone started talking about it months ago that I really wanted to have it, and I realized it's only on the Switch and I didn't own a Switch, so I bought one and I love it so much. It's honestly my new favorite thing. I see it all over the internet, I see it on Instagram. So many people are enjoying it right now, and honestly staying at home all of the time doesn't feel so bad when you can go to your little island and enjoy the nice weather on the island and explore, go out for adventures, even visit your friends, which you can't do right now. You can all do it via Animal Crossing, and I love it so much. I hope that my sister, who doesn't have the game yet, I hope that she gets it soon so that I can visit her as well. I played with one friend yesterday and it was the cutest thing ever. I'm hoping to play with other friends, and it's just the best escapism for me right now. I love it so much, and I think that it's definitely worth getting yourself a Switch just for that game. While we're at gaming, I am also playing Stardew Valley. I know that it's out for the Switch, but I play it on my laptop, and I have been playing it for a while with my boyfriend and two of our friends, and we have like a farm all together. We play it in multiplayer mode, so we can only play it whenever all four of us have time, but it's definitely a game that I love. You have your own little farm and you can grow all of these different vegetables and things, and I am also the one at our farm in charge of all the animals, so I have little barns, and yeah, I adore Stardew Valley. Really a big recommendation for all of you guys, and it's definitely just as fun if you play it in single player mode, so you don't need anyone else who has the game to play and enjoy it at all. Another good thing, I haven't actually played it in a while, but the other game that I love is Sims 4. What can I say? I am absolutely obsessed. Whenever I start playing it, I get really into it, so I'm not doing that right now, but if you are looking for some escape, whenever I start Sims, I think, oh, maybe I've played for an hour, and in reality like 5 hours have gone by, so it's definitely a huge time killer, but it's so much fun. And I don't have a lot of expansion packs, but I have the one where they go to university, and it's my favorite thing. It definitely like made the whole game so much better. So I can recommend you that as well. Okay, so next up, let's actually go into the category of books. One book that I am reading, or maybe trying to read right now, is this one. Here it says it's called S by J.J. Abrams and Duke Durst, and that is also how it is listed on Goodreads and everything. But inside of this little, like, beautiful paper thing, is this book, which is called Ship of Theseus by V.M. Straka. And this is a fictional author who wrote this book, and I think it's maybe about pirates. I'm only 2 chapters in, a little bit confused. This guy basically wakes up, doesn't remember anything from his old life, and then gets kidnapped and put on a boat with these really creepy sailors who all have their mouths sewn shut, so they can't talk. They can only whistle because there's like a little bit of space left where it's not completely sewn. And it is creepy and weird. Really, really, really weird. But the thing is, we follow this story, and as I said, I've only read 2 chapters, but what we also have is we have so many notes written by those 2 people who are trying to solve the mystery of who this fictional author really is, and also who the editor is, who has published this version of the book, who has apparently done some, like, changed some things in the story. He wrote footnotes, and there's this theory that he wrote the last chapter because apparently the author actually died before he could really finish this book. Something like that. And the one guy who writes notes in this book, he tried to find out everything about this author, tried to write a thesis about it, but his one professor stole his work. And it's very, very, very strange and hard and difficult to read, so I'm going through it very, very slowly. But overall, it's super interesting. There's not just notes, there's like postcards and all kinds of different things. There's this like decoder for some kind of code. I don't think I've gotten to that part in the story yet. And it's crazy. It is a very, very, very cool concept, and I hope I can keep up with it and completely enjoy it. The other book I'm reading, I'm trying to read physically, but I also have the audiobook going. It's a little bit hard for me to just focus on one of them because, again, it's a book that's kind of out of my comfort zone. I usually read contemporary, and that is Call Down the Heart by Maggie Stiefvater. It is the first book in the, I don't know, is it called Dreamer duology? It's definitely a little spin-off series from the Raven Boys, and it's a trilogy following Ronan. And I love the Raven Boys with all of my heart, but it's also a series where you just kind of don't really know what's happening. You don't really get it. It doesn't have a big plot. You just kind of enjoy the ride. You enjoy the beautiful writing. You enjoy the characters. But I think it's cool, and I think it really takes your mind from the real world if you get really invested into a fantasy world. So I'm definitely trying to do that right now. And then I am going to do the OWL Readathon by Book Roast, and my TBR for that will be up soon. So then you will see all of the books that I'm planning to read in the next month during social distancing. So another big thing for me are series. I love Netflix, and I am currently rewatching the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes, I know. It is the worst season. It has the most horrible filter and everything, and it's just so different from the current Drag Race. So the only reason I'm doing it is because I'm rewatching it with my 2 best friends, so I'm trying to pressure them into watching it, and the best way right now is to watch it with them. So that's the one thing. Other than that, I'm also currently watching season 7 for the first time. I'm kind of taking my time and not just binging it all, which is why I'm only on season 7. But that might happen sometime during the next week or so. I absolutely love Drag Race, but I still have a lot of seasons ahead of me, and I'm very happy about that because it means I can keep looking forward to more Drag Race. Another series that I have just started and just watched the first episode of with my friend is Pose. Pose is this Netflix show. I don't know if it's actually produced by Netflix, but it's on Netflix. But it's this TV show about queer life in the 80s in America, I think in New York, yes. And in New York there was this thing called the ballroom scene. So to me it just feels like they're doing a drag competition, but you don't actually have to get into drag. You can just like present outfits and dances and present yourself to a certain theme, kind of like in Drag Race. And there's a like jury that rates you, and you have these different houses that you also have in drag. And it's about this one house that this one character is trying to start, and she just like brings in all of these misfits. It has so much great trans representation. I've only watched the first episode, but I've also heard stuff about it. It's so cool. It's just really, really beautiful and colorful, and it deals with HIV, which obviously was like a huge thing in the 80s. And just like the first episode was already so moving and beautiful, and like these episodes are like almost the length of a movie. Like this one was an hour and 20 minutes or something, and I'm so excited to keep watching that series. It really, I already know it's gonna make me cry, and I am so excited for it. It's absolutely beautiful. It does have hard topics, and in the first episode alone there was like domestic violence, homophobia, transphobia, obviously, and a lot of really, really hard topics like HIV and stuff like that. So it's not an easy thing, it's not a like happy thing to escape to, but it's definitely something that I can get invested in and really like spend my time thinking and loving, I think. But I also do like a really lighthearted stuff. My boyfriend and I have been making our way through Modern Family for the longest time. We always only watch like a couple of episodes. They are often very, very cringy, and it's intended, but still sometimes hard to watch. But they're so funny and I love them, and we are making our way through like the last season that is on Netflix currently. And then also the new season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming out, or has it already come out? I don't know. I know it's not on German Netflix yet, but I do have access to the British Netflix, so I think it comes out this week, or maybe it has just come out, and I know my boyfriend and I are gonna watch that, and it's my favorite TV show, I think. I used to be into so many series, but right now I think this is my favorite TV show. It's comedy, it's so funny. It's honestly like everything I love about TV. It's so good and so funny. So if you're looking to laugh and just have like a good time while watching a series, I would recommend Brooklyn Nine-Nine immediately. And also I really want to watch High School Musical, the series, because it sounds fun. Maybe it's really trashy and like Disney Channel-y, but I want to watch it. And maybe I want to rewatch Hannah Montana, because that used to be my favorite series growing up. So yeah, I think Disney Plus is gonna take a lot of my time as well. Okay, finally I want to recommend some podcasts, or actually mainly like one podcast. The one podcast that I spend most of my time on, that I love to listen to while going for a walk or journaling or cleaning or cooking or whatever it is I'm doing, is Books Unbound. It's the podcast by Ariel Bissett, who does it together with Riley, who used to have a booktube channel as well many years ago, but I still watched her when I started. And they are doing this podcast together every single week. They talk about books, book news, what they're reading, what they're planning to read, what they're buying, everything. And it's so much fun. They have like a little Patreon with extra episodes that I also love to listen to, and it's one of my favorite things, and it really helps me to calm down, take my mind off of things, and just like get invested into books. And I just love this kind of bookish format. It's like booktube but in a podcast, and I absolutely adore it. Used to really listen a lot to Harry Potter and the Sacred Text, and I think I want to go back to that. It is such a cool thing where these two people go through the Harry Potter books, and I think they reread one chapter at a time. and they analyze it as though it's like a sacred text, like the way that you would do a Bible study, but they do it with Harry Potter, and they try to, you know, find themes in it and find metaphors for our world and try to find comfort or help or whatever you do with, say, the Bible. They do it with Harry Potter. And I think it's done in such a beautiful, respectful way. They are always super calm when they talk, and I feel very happy when I listen to it, and it's almost like a spiritual practice, really. And I think I need to get back into it because I haven't listened to it in a while, but I really, really did love it a lot. If you are listening to podcasts, please recommend me some. Which ones do you enjoy? Which ones do you think I would like? Are there any more book podcasts I should know about? Let me know, because I really, really love podcasts and I would love to listen to even more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas of what you could do during your lockdown. I hope that the situation in your country is okay. In Germany, we don't have a full lockdown yet. We are just kind of told not to leave the house too often, but it's not as strict as in other countries. You can only go outside with people from your household, or if you are alone, you can meet one other person and do something with them. You can still go out for walks and exercise and stuff like that on your own. And you can still go to shops. Most like restaurants and everything are closed. Most shops are closed, just like grocery stores and pharmacies and stuff like that is still open. And I'm just at home. I'm gonna go out grocery shopping tomorrow, and that's like one of the first times since like 2 weeks since I came back from London, basically, that I'm actually going out other than for little walks. And I know that in other countries there's like full lockdowns, you can't leave your house at all. I hope you're all staying safe. I know it's such a scary time, so please try to do some self-care. Try to, distract yourself. Don't just spend all of your days bombarded with news or on Twitter, because I know that's like the worst thing for my mental health. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments what you are doing, how you are doing, and what are your tips for other people? What are your recommendations? What would you recommend to me? Please let me know. I would be very excited to chat with you guys in the comments. I hope you're all staying safe and sane, and I hope that I will see you guys soon in another video. Have a good day. Take care. Goodbye.